Hello, and welcome to a word of hope for Thursday of the sixth week in Ordinary Time, February 20th. My name is Father Jordan DeGuire, and I'm here in the chapel at St. Catherine of Siena House in Grand Rapids. In the Gospel, we get this famous story, Mark's version, of Jesus asking the disciples, "Who do people say that I am? Who do you say that I am?" And Simon Peter has his famous confession, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." And we think, great, they've recognized who Jesus is. Now he can begin to do all the things that the Christ does. What does Jesus say? Immediately, he begins to teach them that as the Christ, he's going to go to Jerusalem, he's going to suffer, he's going to die at the hands of their leaders. This isn't the Christ that anyone was expecting. This isn't the Christ that anyone was looking for. You can see how unexpected this response is when Peter pulls Jesus aside. Peter, who's just made the confession, "You are the Christ," pulls Jesus aside and says, "No, Lord, that's not the way." And Jesus rebukes him. "Get behind me, Satan." Harsh words, unexpected, maybe even a little disturbing. What do we do in these situations when things don't seem to go according to plan? When God doesn't act in the way we want him to or expect him to? It's one of the hardest questions that we as believers have to face. Similarly, Jesus, if to be the Christ is just to be victorious, just to reign, when our lives are so often marked by defeat and suffering, then it seems like maybe he doesn't have much to say to us. But if Jesus, as the victorious one, goes through defeat, goes through suffering, goes through death, so that his victory includes even these things, well, then maybe he has something to say to us. So too, in all those times when it seems like God is absent or not answering our prayers, he's doing something we don't expect, something we don't particularly want, doesn't mean he's abandoned us. Doesn't mean he's not at work. But it's an invitation to trust, to hope that his plan is bigger than our plans, that he's inviting us into something greater than we could ever have imagined for ourselves. Difficult to understand, yes. Perhaps a little disturbing, yes. But ultimately a great promise of trust and hope. His ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. His plan is able to take up even the violence, the suffering, the death we experience and lead us forward into life.